Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cars Unlocked, and this is the 2026 Nissan Sentra SR. Gone through a full redesign for 2026. We're gonna go through the ins and outs, see how this compares to the Honda Civic, and determine if this is a car for you and a contender in its class. Let's get started. So right away, when you look at the front, you can see the full effects of the redesign here. Much different from the 2025 model. Now, you can see this one being the SR. It's the top package here, and it is the SR Premium. Gorgeous Imperial Brown, which is another new color for 2026. It's gonna come with LED signature headlights. You have features like automatic on-off headlights, auto high beam assist, and look at this, they blacked out the front fascia here. It's hard to see with the salt and the snow, but it is all blacked out. And then we have Nissan signature V-Motion grille. This one being the top package, there is a front camera and a sensor down below. And of course you have the red SR badging. Now, a little bit of a price jump for 2026. This one comes with a Canadian MSRP of $34,617 and an American MSRP of $25,147. So $35,000 for a top compact sedan. This one's the SR. Now, Nissan didn't really do kind of the enthusiast style package like your Civic Type R, N-Line, those type of things, but there are some nice sporty features, starting with the rims. Now, this one is sitting on these 18-inch blacked out aluminum alloy rims. You have front and rear disc brakes. You have your black mirror caps as well. Turning signals right on the mirror, and there is a camera right on the mirror as well. Now, on the rear, this SR comes with a full spoiler on the back. Tail lights flow through the back. They are LED tail lights, and you do have rear parking sensors and a rear backup camera. Now, if you guys want to see what the other packages have, we are going to be posting videos of the SV. We already posted a video of the S, which a lot of you guys commented to do the SR. So thank you so much for telling us what to do. If you guys are new, subscribe to check out those videos. We are also going to do a comparison between the Sentra SV and the Sentra SR, so you can determine which package is worth the money. But I love this SR package. So before we jump on the inside, guys, we're gonna show you how to remote start this thing. This one being the SR package, you do get the remote starter. Great on a day like today. You just need to push the lock button and click and hold, and it's going to remote start the car, get the car warmed up for you. Now, it's not even that cold. We're out here in Niagara, Ontario. I think it's like -14 today. That's nothing for us. We're out here making videos for you. You'll notice as I approach the car, this one has the approach lock and unlock. So it unlocks the door for me, and then I can get in. It also has the walk away. So when I close the car, shut it down, and lock the door, once it senses the key walking away, there, it just locked, and now the car is locked, as you can see. Right away, we got two 12.3-inch displays. Now, this first one's gonna be for all your infotainment. There's a lot of things you can do here. You can see we got the Sirius XM going right now. You can do Bluetooth audio streaming. You can do your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is gonna be wireless. And then beside it, we do have the 12.3 for our Nissan Advanced Drive Assist display. And here you can show all your vehicle settings. You got your digital tachometer, your digital speedometer. Really vivid, really adds kind of a modern look to the car. Now, one thing that I love that they added to the Sentra here is right on the wheel. They updated this whole wheel, and they did add the Pro Pilot assist as well. So that's one thing that the Sentra lacked in the past. It didn't have the Pro Pilot. Now you have the Pro Pilot. I have a full tutorial of how the Pro Pilot works, which we're gonna link in the description below. You got your intelligent cruise control and just overall a nice new fresh modern look for the wheel. All of our radio controls are down below. Another change that they made compared to the previous models, now we have capacitive buttons. So this is all built into the electric panel here. There's no actual hard button. You can see you can adjust everything using these buttons here. Can turn my fans on and off, and I can adjust everything using this kind of button panel. Wireless QI charger down below to charge your phone. So that's going to charge your phone, or you can plug into the USB. And then in the center stack, we still have the traditional shifter knob, which I do like. We have our automatic parking brake, that auto on off switch, which you can turn on, and our drive modes. Another neat sporty feature is the ambient lighting. So there is a little light bar here that you can see. Right now it's green, but you can change the color right on the touch screen. If I want that to be purple, I can change it to purple, and you can adjust the brightness of it, really to make the car, however, unique to your personal settings. So you can see now I've changed it to purple, and here it's purple. So we really only see this on some of the higher end Nissans, but now it's added to the Sentra SR. All right, let's jump into the rear seat. Now that leather continues throughout, so I do like the leather seats. A little cold on a day like today, but you don't have heated seats back here, but I don't know if your kids are going to complain on how cold the seats are. So you can see this seat's kind of positioned on how I'd be driving. Head-wise with my hat, I'm like just touching the roof when I sit back here. So it is a little tight. Center armrest, you got 2 cup holders, USB charger as well to charge those devices. So the back seat is relatively the same as the previous model. 3 people like me might be a little tight, but 2 young kiddos or 2 adults in the back, and you got lots of room. So let's take a look at the trunk. 14.3 cubic feet of cargo capacity. Probably like 1 dead body, not even a hockey stick in there, maybe 1.5 dead bodies.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
There's still quite a bit of room in the trunk. One thing that I do not like that they switched from the previous model, they put your release for the seat back here. So I need to pull this down in order to fold the seat down, which can be a little frustrating. As you can see, I can't just fold the seats right from the back. I got to approach the trunk, release this, and then fold the seats down. I do like when the release is just in the back of the seat. Now guys, as we're test driving this thing, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Shout out to all our new channel members. Click the join button if you guys want to support the channel or learn more and grow your car sales career as a Cars Unlocked supporter or Cars Unlocked Academy member. So check out the members page and make sure you guys stick around, because we are going to do a full snow test of this vehicle and see how it drives in the snow. If you want to know how it drives in the snow, stay tuned for that video. Heated steering wheel, as well as going to, you know, keep your hands warm. You can take your gloves off. Heated seats, keep the buns warm while you're driving. That is a great feature to have, especially in the winter time. They didn't make any changes to the power plan. It's going to come with the 2-liter DOHC 4-cylinder engine. It's going to give you 149 horsepower and 146 pounds-feet of torque. So I've always been kind of happy with the power output from this engine, even in the 2025s. Quite a lot of power, but impressive fuel economy. 7.7 liters per every 100 kilometers. That's about 33 miles per gallon. So very fuel efficient. Even great if you are a first-time buyer, you plan on driving Uber or doing the rideshare thing, because it does have phenomenal fuel efficiency and it's just a comfortable, smooth ride. A couple features that I want to point out to you guys. It does have the auto start stop. So when you're idling at a red light, the car is going to shut down. I did mention when I drove the S, I did find that it took a little bit of time for the car to re-engage. Different from like the Nissan Rogue, where when it shuts off and you release the brake and press the gas, it kind of goes right away. This one, it seems slower in my opinion. Right now we're driving in standard mode. There's an eco mode, and there's a sport mode. Now I've tested the eco mode. I've never seen like a significant difference in fuel savings. Maybe I should do a full-on dedicated video to the economy mode and see how it compares doing the same drive twice and how much fuel you save. Sport mode can be fun. I also never really use the sport mode. I feel like the car does have enough acceleration. This SR, I mean, we're pushing 35,000. That's a lot for a Sentra, but really what I've seen is now that the Altima isn't really selling for Nissan and they've kind of gotten rid of it, I feel as though that this is going to be kind of their sedan. So the price point, is there more value in the market? Maybe, but you're getting great fuel economy. You're getting a ton of standard safety features. This one has the blind spot monitor, you have the forward emergency braking, you have the lane departure assistant, the haptic feedback on the wheel. Well, it will tell you if you deviate from the lane and the wheel will vibrate. It also has the forward emergency braking and the rear emergency braking with the pedestrian detection. So I love all that. And now for 2026, you can see all the modern technology in this car. It looks very high end with these two screens. Everybody gets attracted to these two screens. I find at nighttime when I'm driving, these two screens can be a lot on the eyes. You know, at the end of the night, if you're tired, your eyes get heavy. And with the brightness all the way up, there's a lot going on with these two screens. It is smooth, but it's not sporty or anything fun to drive. You don't really feel any gear shifts. So if you're kind of enthusiast that likes driving the cars, you might prefer something like the Mazda 3 or Civic, something a little more sporty to drive. But for everyday commuters, this is great. And the CVT, especially on a day like today when it's cold, it can feel a little sluggish. You can hear it. Oh, it's just noisier when it's cold. You can kind of tell that the temperature affects the transmission, but I guess that's what you get in any car, really. So there you guys have it. That's a quick go through of the 2026 Nissan Sentra SR. Now let us know in the comments, is this the one to buy? Would you buy the SV? As always, if you guys are new, subscribe. Shout out to all of our new channel members. If you guys want to support the channel, hit that join button, and we'll see you in the next video.